Oh, that makes sense. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Just start. Fascinating. Testing 1 2 3. The self-knowledgist. The self-knowledgist. Hey, Tom.
Is this the self-knowledgeist?
This be him, or this be he.
You be him.
In fact, I'm sitting here poised. I got a countdown going in about 8 minutes. I'm going to do a live stream, and I'm going to just
Okay.
start talking. And I'm actually going to show people how to get into co-op crowd. I'm going to talk about that a little bit. And I've also keyed up a couple of images of the map of consciousness. That's not going to be the main subject, but this is only the second one I've done, or I will have been. So I'm still developing the habit, myself, and then to tell people, kind of what the general range of things and topics and reasons and wherefores that I'm doing this and what we're going to talk about, or what my objectives are. So I'm going to be doing that. So, but yeah, I also looked into how to add someone onto a guest. There are a couple of things I need to do and set up. So I probably need to practice that a little bit before I do it. But it's definitely doable. so so yeah.
Wow.
So I will send you. I'll send you a link. It is live. It's going to live stream on YouTube, on Facebook, and on Twitch, all at the same time. And so that's the way it'll start. And then I can add more, but right now I just need to start doing it and start making it a habit, make it something people wanna make some time for. So, but I got to make the time for it first. So I'm doing that. Yeah. So I don't know how long I'll do it. I'm not even anticipating that there'll be anyone watching or listening at the time. All because that's the other thing about live streams. You can chat and stuff, but this is only my second one, so I'm just. But I need to establish the habit, so or the pattern or whatever you want to call it. So, boom, boom, boom. That's what I'm going to do. Can't tell. I got to do what I know is useful in order to establish this. So uh, here it goes.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Let me see. I don't know where I do it, where I get links from to this thing. Uh, did you get your work done to your satisfaction?
Yeah, I think.
All right.
I had to come home and make an order on BioTrust. They had a 35% off your order today, Labor Day special. So I ordered a bunch of collagen powder and some krill oil and stuff like that.
Ah, okay. All right. Well, let's see what goes. I'm in another 5 minutes or so. I'm
Do your
gonna.
thing, do your thing, and we'll talk in the morning or around lunch,
Okay.
my time.
Okay. Sounds good, man. All right. Talk to
All
you
right,
later. See
take
ya.
care.
Yeah, bye bye. Oh, perfect. just transition it over and get and start. Yeah, that's worth starting off with. Let's do this. Come on.
All right, welcome, folks. Today we have an extraordinary guest. This is the guest you're about to hear from, who's going to join us for an extended interview, is, I think, the man that is most requested by my audience.
It's starting soon. Two, one. Oh. Hello, everyone. The self-knowledgist, Adam Abraham, hello, is on the air. I started with this in mind. Oh, come on. I'll tell you, when I began that a few minutes ago, I did it, sounded better. But that's all right. Every day and every way, I'm getting better and better. May not be good at the moment, or may not seem that good, but I'm getting better and better. And that is one of the reasons why I'm doing this. I have, I don't know, I think I have something to share. I think I have something to share that will help give people some ideas and some reasons to be hopeful, in contrast to the preponderance of information, of suggestions from experts in the reasons why you should be hopeless or feel hopeless. And to the extent that you listen to those people and the preponderance of that information, unless you have some reasons that are known perhaps to you from the fruits of your own searching, there's not many places to go. I'll put it this way: the places that there are to go are not ones you really want to look forward to. I mean, quite frankly, in every direction. This morning, in fact, I was, maybe it was yesterday, I was sent a link to a video that from some good friends of mine, dear friends of mine. And I was sent the link to the video, which I will key up here and just show you. And it's here. This is the Health Ranger report, Mike Adams. Mike, I love you. I've met him years and years ago. I think he'll probably remember me. We met at it was like a vegan festival, it wasn't a vegan festival, it was a raw food festival that used to be every year up in Sedona. And a woman, an amazing woman by the name of Happy Oasis put that on years and years ago. And anyway, I met him then. And in fact, I had a YouTube channel, which is no longer. Now we're streaming on a different channel, but I had a channel that had about 600 videos on it, had several million views, and 14,000 subscribers. And I'm not the one, or have not been the one, to ask people to subscribe or anything. If people did it because there was something there that they felt was useful. And in 2019, for reasons that were inexplicable at the time, but that became evident in the unfolding of events that occurred thereafter, my channel was deplatformed without the normal and customary appeals. There was just, there's these procedures, and there's talk about community standards and other things like that, and never any question, never any point of what those standards are, never any point of a potential for appeal. And even the strike thing, where you talk about the number of strikes you get and all that stuff, none of that either. It just went away. And again, it became evident later, and this is a subject we won't talk about at this point, but that's what happened. I did eventually start another one, and I've been really reticent to post anything there at this point, or since then. But I've moved away from the reticence, because you hear this, and actually I wasn't doing live streams then either. I have done a live stream before, but some years and years ago, so I've had the urge to. But anyway, bottom line, that site went away, that channel went away. And now what you're seeing here, this is, and this gives me a chance to practice doing things behind the scenes here as well. In fact, I'm not going to play this, but this is Mike Adams. He has a guest on, Dane Wigington, and they decode the geoengineering death vectors for global genocide. And my friend sent me this, and I was supposed to listen to this and hear all this information. And the point basically is for what? Now, because I love them and because we are connected, we share many common interests. And one of the main fundamental common interests we share is wanting to do something to improve the quality of life on Earth. We want to do something that will help make this place, you might say, better than it was when we left, while we were here, for that matter. Can you imagine any things that could be improved, you know, in this life? I can imagine a lot of things, and I know how to do it, and my friends do too. However, they also listen to and take point in listening to these presentations and the data that these people have come up with. I listened to almost 4 minutes of this video, and then I stopped, and then I wrote my friends essentially an email. I sent them an email back, letting them know why I would not take any more of this information in. One of the parts, irrespective of the person's or anyone's intention, you have to really still deal with what is the net effect or result of the information that you take in. Is it something that leaves you in a state that's more comfortable, more hopeful, more empowered, or less? And ultimately, I don't know at the point. Ultimately, I maybe have some other things that I could put in there. You have to look at, are there alternatives? Are there alternate approaches that could be discerned, that could be discussed, that could be presented, and talked about? And one of the things that I heard so strongly impressed, even at the beginning of this, where he's talking about what the geoengineering people are doing, and he talks so much about essentially the power they have to do this stuff, as if all we have is the power. We don't have any power at all. It's just to listen and to be concerned. Now you tell me, what do you get from being concerned? What's your net of simply being concerned? Do you know? And the thing about it is that in spite of whatever these folks are attempting to do, they haven't achieved their goal either. And if they haven't achieved their goal in this now moment, then success, as some people think is likely on their part, isn't assured. Now, the other part of this is that there is something else. There are others who have a say in all of this. And in fact, the reason that these people are still trying to do what they're doing and haven't succeeded is because the consciousness of everyone, of all of humanity, is not a place where whatever they're trying to do is even possible. They're trying to make something happen, and whatever their reasons are, which and I don't profess to like, I don't profess to support or resist it. I know it's different from my view of things, my view of what makes or what would make this world a better place, but I have to start with my own. And so that I do have something to do with. I have a say in, and that, as I see it, is my full-time job. My full-time job is being the best Adam that I can imagine to be, and also discovering how I can be even better, and how I can imagine better, and in fact, how can I actually affect a change in the quality of my own life. First of all, you know, when you apply your thoughts, your feelings, opinions, your knowledge, whatever it is you've worked on, you apply it to yourself. You apply your own, whatever your laws of living are. You know, the whole idea of do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Well, first of all, you need to be in a position where what you would do unto yourself is worth being done to, okay? Is something that is admirable, is good, it's nurturing, it's something that shows kindness, patience, and tolerance. You know, oftentimes, by the time someone has been around the sun a few times, they have been shown a great deal of impatience. They've been told a lot about what they are not. They've been told what they can't do, what they shouldn't do, places they should not go. They've been told about things that they ought to fear, and they should. And you know something? Unless a person explores each and all of those things, because they tend to be internalized, and they simply become part of one's, I'll say, psychic makeup, psychological makeup. And unless there is unless there is an examination of how I think, what do we think, my willingness to go places, my willingness to do things and try things that are different, that are fascinating to me for whatever the reasons. Those are the things that call to each of us. However, we have these hurdles, and I don't know, there's not just hurdles. Sometimes they can be hurdles that stand between us and the things we really want. But on the other hand, they could be nudges pushing us in a direction of things that something inside of us says we don't want to go there. And so a lot of people are dealing with all of those factors, all of those vectors, okay? The vectors of decision, not necessarily of death, but they're vectors nonetheless. So one of the things that I want to do in this journey as the self-knowledgist is I'm starting to actually embrace that word, because it has a funny sound at first. It's unusual because it's new, it's fresh. That's the reason I chose the word. When it came to me, I said, that is something that has some value. It's fresh. It doesn't have any baggage on it. And I get the chance to say what a self-knowledge is. Some of it is self-evident, if you know what I mean. But I can get the opportunity to put nuances in, so you can determine to what extent it has any relevance to you. One of the things that I have learned and am learning still is that our lives tend to play out according to, one, how we think, but you can't see and feel thoughts. However, you can get clues to thinking through what people say, through their words, through the stories that they tell. And we say things without thinking at all. And I say without thinking at all, without thought. We say many, many things that are actually puzzling, conflicting. You might even say self-defeating. And we don't think anything of it. We laugh about things that are sad. We're sad about things that we might be actually joyful about. That's the milieu that we're in. So I think there's a reason, there's good reason to have some discussion to clear some of this stuff up, for one thing, and to help each of us discover ways, effective ways, to change our own life. Now, what those folks are doing or trying to do, as nefarious as they sound and may actually be, it's none of my business if I'm not taking care of my own ship of life, if I'm not the captain of my own ship of life. Are you the captain of your ship of life? And if you are, do you like where you're guiding yourself or being guided? The winds are the winds. They are what they are. but the sales are yours. You decide how to manage them, what angles to put them in, according to where you want to go. And you never lost the opportunity. You never lost the power to make that choice. We've been sold. Many people have been sold on the idea that we don't have that choice, but that's also not true. So what I want to do today, though, I see I've already, I've been actually live, so to speak, for only about 15 minutes. I'm seeing 31 minutes. I've been rolling, so to speak, but the first part of that was just saying coming soon. And so I did have an objective for today. And the subjects that we're going to cover as the self-knowledgist are going to cover all aspects of life, and things that are near and dear to each of us, and important in many ways. When I did my live stream last week, I did it on Saturday, and I did it just prior to an announcement on a platform, or about a platform that's called CoopCrowd. And it's something, so what I want to do is I want to talk a bit more about CoopCrowd. I want to give you essentially an update. It's been around for, it was 1 year anniversary for CoopCrowd. And I have some screens that, it's really kind of funny that I have all set up here to take you to, and I have to actually look for these screens and get them in place now. So this is the thing about live, and I think it's kind of cool. You got to go with the flow, whatever is happening at this point in time. So I have a screen that I have prepared to show you or share with you, and I also have a browser. I have a couple of browsers because I have two screens on my on my computer system, and I have a couple of browsers. But these browsers have I don't know, 20, 30 windows or tabs open. So I literally have to find, I think I'm seeing, there it is. I have to find the one that I had open, or that I intended to use for this. So I have located it, and with bandwidth and everything being what it is, and I generally have good bandwidth, but my screen is taking some time to respond. And things are just kind of happening. This is the way things are. It's good. I'm also checking my light. Here we go. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk a little bit about CoopCrowd again. I'm going to show you a screen, and what I thought I do is show you first of all today how to join, because that's one of the things. And then we're going to go inside into my back office and show you how to fund the site, at least show you the interface and kind of take you around a little bit. On Saturday, there was a webinar. It went about 2 hours, and the developer of CoopCrowd, his name is David T. Rosen, introduced, well, first of all, it was a celebration of 1 year of this iteration of CoopCrowd. I believe CoopCrowd existed in a different form up to or prior to a year ago. It didn't work exactly or precisely the way it works now. However, it did work, and there are people who were on this call who were in the prior iteration of CoopCrowd, and they're very happy about it. And in addition to that, the software platform has its origins that go back actually about 20 years as far as Mr. Rosen is concerned. However, co-op crowds in this iteration, in this form, started about a year ago, the first weekend in September of last year. I joined it probably about 4 months ago, and I've spent a whole bunch of time thinking. So I'll say this: I am not an example of the most optimal way of going about doing this, as far as getting it done very quickly. But I am at a place where my resolve, my respect for what this platform represents and can do for anyone who's willing to do for themselves, who's willing to put their own effort in, because your effort and your commitment to that effort, and it's not great, it's not a large amount of commitment, but your commitment to doing that is more important than the money. In fact, the money that you put in is not significant, even in this day and time, because that is not the key. The key of Co-op Crowd is a cooperative. And let me move over here. This is one other thing that I prepared something else to show you. And if my computer will, here we go. Let's do it here, about Co-op Crowd. This is a PowerPoint that I'm working on, but they've got bullet points, and I'll go over these. It's called the world's first and only cooperative crowdfunding system. And so, first and foremost, this is a system that is designed to help the participants to raise funds. And essentially, it's really unique. All members are donors as well as donation recipients. In a standard conventional crowdfunding system, you've got the people who have the project, they've got the vision, they've got the widget, they've got the gadget, and then you've got the people who have the bucks. Then you also have the platform owners, developers, who actually get to decide who gets presented on their platform, who is even presentable. This is standard model, okay, in our society. Everyone's geared to going to someone else and having them judge the worthiness of what they have to offer. And so it basically forces people to choose what of all the things in their life they can present to someone else, as if simply standing before them on their own was not enough. So that's the standard model. It's our standard society, because people do the same thing to get what they call jobs. They have to go to someone and prepare themselves so that they are presentable to tell their story. And more and more, since they apparently don't teach ethics in schools anymore, people will tell whatever they need to tell in order to try to get over now. I mean, it just seems the way things are. But Co-op Crowd is decentralized, peer-to-peer. All members are invited by other members. Okay, so I'm a Co-op Crowd member, and so this is a prelude to an invitation that I would extend to you to join. Members receive donations by building the platform through invitation. So essentially, this is a Co-op Crowd is not something sitting up oodling with money to dole out to people. The members come, they join, they fund their account by buying some tokens, and it's a small amount. It's somewhere around $100. We'll see what it is, but they mentioned 84, and we'll talk about that. But in so doing, every member being a donor as well as a receiver, every member's account will be funded. Every member will receive, but they will receive according to doing a couple of very specific things, and they're very reasonable and small, and they're very practical too when you stop and think about it. Let's see what my next slide was. So, CoopCrowd members donate to 10 causes, and after satisfying 3 ecosystem building criteria, receive donations from 10 generations of donors. Now, there are a lot of details that can be added to this, but I'm just reading and talking at this point. Next point. So, the 3 things to be done. One is to join and purchase 3 Co-op 25 tokens using USDT. If you know what a USDT is, it's referred to as a stable coin. It is a cryptocurrency. It's a digital currency, but it's a stable coin whose value is equal to $1 US. The cost of those 3 Co-op 25 tokens is $84, and then there are additional transfer fees and others that you'll need to pay in order to do the transaction. But that's about it. Your sponsoring member will send you a Co-op 25 token after you've done that part. Now, that's because the sponsoring member will have done this when they joined. And if the sponsoring member doesn't have any unassigned Co-op 25 tokens, meaning they have, say, already sent out 3 to people that they've talked to, but you've come along and they've extended that invitation, the system will automatically send one on the behalf of the sponsoring member. Okay, so that will happen. Now, next is you've got 3 tokens, Co-op 25 tokens, and now you should be getting the people that you have in mind for doing this in mind even now. But what you're going to do is you're going to contact those and extend an invitation to people who you know will be inclined to pick up on the spirit of what we're doing here. And you're going to send one of your Co-op 25 tokens to each of 3 new members who purchased 3 like you did. Now, if you have assigned 3 already, but you come across where you know a 4th, you know a 5th, you know a 8th and a 12th, then you can send an invitation to them, and when they do the same thing, when they buy 3 tokens, when they fund that account, the Co-op Crowd system will send each of them a Co-op 25 token on your behalf. They essentially will, what would I say here? They'll front you essentially the money for it. It's going to come out of your pocket, so to speak, but not out of your pocket. It's going to come out of your profits, but far more is going to come in than it's going to come out. The Co-op Crowd system cycles on a 20. Oh gosh, it's right even down here, so I'll just keep going here. If you've assigned the 3 and more people join by using your donor ID, the Co-op Crowd will automatically send a Co-op 25 token on your behalf to the new member. And I put down here, optimally, a donation is paid only one time out of pocket. So in other words, when you're starting up, you're coming out of pocket. If it's $100 or whatever the number is, because there was an option B, and we didn't talk about this last week, and I don't know the status of the option B, so I'm not going to talk about it. It's okay. Donations received are paid automatically and cyclically on 28-day cycles. So essentially, when a new member gets buys their Co-op 25 tokens at whatever that cost is, the Co-op Crowd system is essentially parsing those donations out, and this is how you send donations to 10 other Co-op Crowd members. The system does it automatically, and this is how all member projects are funded. And I can just say all members are funded, because the system is not judging anyone's, it's simply sending out, because the member will have done the work to establish the connection. So let's take a look on this next slide. Each new member donation is disbursed to 10 projects in each member's lineage. So here you are, you're new. Okay, so let's say here's me at this point in time. I'm Mr. Tornado. Oh gosh, I didn't think about that. Here's the vortex. That's another conversation. We're going to be talking about those things too. So this person who's got a bright idea, they have decided to join Co-op Crowd. They've taken my referral link, which I'll show you at some point, my donor ID, and they've joined, and they funded. If I don't have any Co-op 25 tokens available, the system will automatically send them one. But they have now 3, so that they can begin to invite 3 of their people that they know, friends or whomever, who are going to do the same thing. And so, but that, let's say it's $100. That $100 is then parsed, and as the referring member, I get an amount, and it's not all sent out. Well, I should say it's not all sent out. It is managed through the system, but it goes to the next person. Each one here with a project, with a bright idea, with a need. These are what we call your 84. What is it? What is your 84? It's something that you want to do, something that is meaningful to you. It doesn't have to be meaningful to anyone else. You are enough, whatever part of your life is. Some people want to travel. Some people want to just simply buy jets. Some people are putting out fires in their life, whatever they are. Some people are diamond diggers, whatever they are. Some people are trying to handle life-threatening situations. Some people need a new car. Some people, it's something else that they care strongly about, or someone else they care strongly about, and they're looking to be able to handle these things with a sufficient flow of income. And so this is the thought behind this. Now, so that's what happens with your funds that one time, and if you do this and now you're sending yours out, you'll never come out of pocket again. Now, there is an ecosystem, so when I say cyclically, funds are passing through, but the point basically is when this person, this new one, when you join, you are a donor, a giver. And don't you hate when that happens? Come on back. Here we go. When you join, you are a giver. You are a donor. And with the funds that you bring to this platform, this lineage that you are connected to are all receivers. Now, when you do the same thing, let's now, here you are this place now, and one of the people who you gave your token to, or received one of your tokens, they have funded their account. Now you are receiving. And then when the other two, every time someone does that, you are receiving. and also each person in their lineage is as well. But see, now, because this is you, there's going to be someone else, because this is your ninth level, your ninth generation. There's someone else who is the, let me put it this way. I think I may have it the other way. Maybe this is your 10th generation, and that's your ninth. See, so that's how that starts to work out. That's right. I had it backwards. Think about it. So let's take a look at the next one, and then I'm going to get into the back office here. I had this. This is all set up to be animated, so that's where you see the little numbers and everything like. But let's just talk. The CoopCrowd system pays members from up to 10 levels or generations on a schedule that refreshes constantly and repeats every 28 days. So again, to contrast this from conventional, centralized platforms, crowdfunding platforms, again, they are deciding the worthiness of your project. You are presenting this information only. There we go. There we go. You're presenting this information in a very narrow context, even though you may be doing this to handle this, and this in your own life. CoopCrowd, the funds that you receive, you apply it to whatever is important to you. The it's funneling us through toward 10 levels beyond you when you're putting your funds in, but the funds you receive when you start this, I want to say when you begin this progression by extending sending your invitations out of your 3 tokens. You're going to do this because if I can zoom in, maybe I can't zoom in here. However, these rings represent the levels and the number of members that are on that level or generations from you. So here you are here with your great idea. This first ring is the ring of the first 3 that you sent your Co-op 25 tokens to. And essentially each of these rings are indicating how many people are on that generation. So essentially the 3 are then sending out 3 because they all bought 3 tokens. Now they're sending out 3 to 3 others. And when each of those funds, there's going to be 9 people in your second generation. Now when those do the same thing, all they're doing is sending out to 3 people. But because there are 9 of them, on your third generation, there are 27. And then the process repeated. You don't even know these people anymore. Okay? These are folks. The person who is 4 generations from me, they don't know who I am. They don't know what I'm doing. Okay? This is what you're creating. You're connecting self-motivated people who see a vision, who see how they will benefit by doing these simple tasks. What's the simple task? Start the project, take that referral link, that donation code or ID, and start your account. Then you buy your tokens, which we'll show you how to do. That's what we'll do after this. And then you get the tokens. When you get that token connected to you by the system or by the member, however it comes, the member receives. When you send your tokens out to new people, and then they activate, they buy their tokens, you receive. Okay? And the process continues. buoyed by that positive feedback, the motivation is going to be there to keep doing this. And this is why, in a short period of time, it's working on its own without you doing this every day and trying to find more and more people and everything else in some insatiable effort to find more people before it peters out. So, therefore, on the next level after this, after 27, and now there's 3 more, there's 81 people on that next level. That's the 4th level. 1, 2, 3, 4, 81. 5th level, multiply all that by 3 again, you got 243 people on your 5th level. And then on the 6th level, it's 729. On the 6th level, you get that's the 7th level. 7, 8, 9, 10. The 7th level is 2,187 people on that line. 8th level is 6,561 people. The 9th level is 19,600 and I think that's 80. I don't know. It's 81 or something like that. I think it's 81, 83. Well, it's not 81. It's 80. It must be 83. And on the 10th level is 59,049 people. And the system, the CoopCrowd system, is sending micropayments from all of these levels. For example, from the 10th level, the payments that would be directed to you are 72 cents. But 72 cents from 59,000 people, that's a good amount of change that would be sending to you. Now, how quickly this occurs, that's another thing. And we're going to, maybe I'll get into that too, because the numbers are substantial. It's not instant. This is another reason they talk about 84. 84 in one respect refers to the idea. Whatever the motivator is for each of us, that's referred to as our 84. But there's another reference to it as well. They talk in terms of $1 a day, and therefore, it's $84, and that's $1 a day. But the other consideration is that it takes about 84 days for this process to occur, where people are doing this. It's like taking a match or taking a source of fire and then lighting matches from it or lighting new torches from it. You can light a limitless number of torches actually and not diminish the original source flame. And so this is kind of what's happening here. So what I want to do is now I will move over back to my here we go. We'll go back here to my CoopCrowd. I want to show you how to join, first of all. So you go to the CoopCrowd website, which is coopcrowd.com, and if I have here we go. I would log in, and I will in a bit, but you click on join and you're going to come to a screen like this. You're going to then put your information in, email address, name, etc., email address, your email again. You put your phone number in, and put your code, and it's got Canada on here, but +1 is the same as US, so it's +1, and then your number, whatever it is. Create a password, and then you're going to put a donor key in. The donor key Oh, where's the donor key? Hello, donor key. Boom. Um, that's what you want to do. I'm learning. So the donor key, you enter that. That's the donor key that you will put into the field below here, right here. And at which point in time you click next and you get in. Now, since I've done all this, I'm going to just log in. And let's do this. And oh, wait a minute. I know I have some of this. Oh, I know what. Here we go. Look at some interesting stuff to talk about later. Oh, we're going to get into it. I'm presuming you noticed the subject there on that bookmarked page. But yeah, we're going to have some really interesting conversations about all kinds of things, including that. So I'm logging in. See, I got that stuff there already, so a lot simpler. Okay. And let's see here. Now we're in the back office here. And this is how it looks. And there's some things. You see, I've got some month, I got some year, got some income. Not much. I haven't done much here yet. I've got a little income here too. I'm going to find out about the Co-op 250. But what we want to do, so I've shown you how to get in. The next thing we're going to do is talk about tokens, because what you're going to do is you're going to come here and click on buy some tokens. And what you're going to want to do is at the minimum, you would click here, 84 days, $84, 3 co-op with 3 28-day tokens, which are the co-op 25 tokens. And from there, you click next, and if you're going to use, let's say you're going to use cryptocurrencies, you click there, and here's what you'd have to do. The system creates an invoice, and then it's basically asking you for $112.48 in USDT, and it itemizes everything that's going to be necessary, and then you use your wallet, and you're talking ERC20 tokens, so these are Ethereum based tokens, and simply send to this particular email, or should I say receiving address. Now I have MetaMask on this particular computer, and so I have MetaMask there on BNB. When we get to talking about drip, that'll be another conversation. But you see, in this particular situation, I have some USDT. So if I were going to buy some tokens, I would basically copy this, select and copy. I would go back over here to my MetaMask or whatever wallet I'm using, but in this case, here's MetaMask. I've got some USDT. I click send, and then I would paste the address in. I go next and next, and I have to put the amount in, and you put the exact amount in. If it says 112 and 48 cents, you put in 112 and 48 cents. 112.48, and go next and next, and you send it on. Now again, I'm not going to do this at present, but that's how you do it. This would then begin awaiting. It is awaiting to the deposit, and then in time, generally within about 10 minutes time, oftentimes less, it's done. Then the funds will show up in your wallet. Okay, and there's always the system will show the deposit, and it will also show you, for example, the CoopCrowd system has 2 digital wallets now. There's an Ethereum-based wallet here, and this is one of the new additions that was announced this past Saturday. There's now a Solana wallet, and so there's a Solana blockchain, and I understand that the transfer fees and stuff on the Solana chain are much lower than on the Ethereum. Obviously, the Ethereum chain is much more developed, widespread, much bigger market cap, but Solana is established, and this is all of this is in, right, you see it right here in your back office. There's something else here that was added, and it's about a co-op NFT, and it shows here that it's not minted. I haven't minted mine yet. I'm going to learn a little bit more even about it, but I've been invited. We've all been invited to mint our own NFT, and NFT stands for non-fungible token. But I'm holding off right now. I'm saving mine, okay, for the moment, till I find out exactly a little bit more about how I want to use it. But that is basically the way that you fund your account. Within a short period of time, the funds will show up in your wallet with a balance. So you will see that the number of tokens you have. And now the next part of this, and I might as well do this now. Okay, so we're going to scroll down here, and you're going to see here these slots. What you want to do now is start sending some invitations out to people that you know, and you can contact them any ways that you normally do, but you can send invitations through the CoopCrowd system. You can put their first name, last name, their email address, and their phone number in, and just click the invite button, and the system will automatically create a donor key for each of the individual and associate it with you. And so that is one way to do it. The other way is you can do what I just did in showing you my my donor key, and that way you can do the same thing. Okay, so you can use this and just send them an email with that number or in it, not that number, but yours. Once you have joined the system, you have a donor key, and it's right up here. You see, there's mine. And so once you have logged in, yours would be right there, and that is the number that you would give to or send to anyone else. So you can send them that number and have them just go to coopcrowd.com, or you can send invitations through this invitation system, and they will also do the same thing. They will receive it. A donor key for them will be created right then. And then when they log in to the system and activate, the next step is you get paid. Okay? And the process begins. So that is how this stuff works out. Um, I think what I want to do is to um, invite you as I get my mouse here working. This got to be fascinating. I'm thinking about this. Someone watching uh, this process, because what I'm doing actually is I'm I'm learning a new process. I'm learning a new environment. I'm on streaming right now to Facebook, to YouTube, and to Twitch. And the Twitch community, hello. Um, I'm totally new there, and at some point in time, someone. I'm also deciding how often I want to do this. I can't say I've made that decision. Um, 3 times a week, 5 times a week. Um, it's not going to be about co-op crowd. It's not going to be even about drip per se. I'm already mentioning drip, but I'm going to be talking about that. I think that's something that has a beneficial effect or impact too, and it's worth um, uh, your knowing about. And so we are definitely going to have those kinds of conversations about things we think are worth knowing about. Uh, Here we go. Since I'm saying it now, I'm going to at least show it. Um, and okay, there we go. That's drip. Ooh, and I have to change my MetaMask back to the Binance Smart Chain blockchain, then connect my wallet to it, and this is an amazing system as well, and but it's different. It's different. It's different in a different way. Okay, and I think maybe the next time we do this, I'll talk about the differences between drip and co-op crowd. Not that one is better than the other. They are different. They are apples and oranges. Well, apples and oranges are both fruits, uh, but they're not the same. In this case, co-op crowd and drip are both systems that will produce substantial amounts of income for you in potential, but they do it in very, very different ways. And perhaps that's probably a place to start because in terms of a subject, because you see, I've got 241 drip available here, and my drip story is, I love my drip story because it's been a godsend of a project. So I think what we'll do is my next time I'm going to tell my drip story. I'm also going to compare Co-op Crowd and what it does and how it does it to drip and what it does and how it does it. They are two different things. The only common denominator to them is that you can receive a tremendous amount of funds reliably, and that's good. So, with that, I think what I'm going to do is prepare to make my way and make my exit to this. Why don't I do this by I want to get better at this, and I've been doing this for some time, but oh, what? Oh my goodness. All right. You know, if you hung in with me with this, thank you. Um, it's a journey, and life is a journey. And the purpose of life is to have memorable journeys, memories that actually make you smile. If the memories you're creating are not inducing smiles, if they're not inducing warmth, if they're not inducing anticipation of more of something that's just been amazing, you might consider rethinking some things that you have thought you could not reconsider. So, with that, I wish you peace. I wish you health. And I love you all. Till next time, I'm out of here.